Ever since I was young, I've been striving to improve my art practice, as you can see in these two illustrations that show my age 8 or 9 versus my adulthood artwork. After that, you can see that my portfolio has developed into quite bright, detailed images of birds, flora and fauna. This is what I mainly do, but it's not the sort of artwork I've always been interested in, even though I like how it looks. If you look at some of my older sketches, as seen here, you can actually see that I have more of an expressionistic interest, where I love to introduce bold colours in amongst my work. One of my recent paintings of Castle Hill that you can see here is where I really branched out into that. So will I stop painting what I already do paint? No. But here's some of the paintings I enjoy. If you look at some of the examples here of different artists, I absolutely love the bold use of colour and the visual texture that you get with each work as it's applied with palette knife or brush. Just those extra bold primary colours. For me, that just brings so much mystery and excitement to an artwork, and it's something that I want to be brave enough to actually start to achieve myself. I'd like to invite you into my studio now. So this is what I'm currently working on. I'm doing it partially as an example for my Year 12 students at school. I wanted them to paint a landscape that shows both urban and rural aspects. So your geometric shapes that you get in the city, as well as your organic shapes that you get in nature, and how can they mesh them together. So I decided to revisit the Castle Hill painting that I started doing. You saw earlier, I did one last year or the year before, but I really wanted to explore it again and see if I could push those boundaries a little bit further this time. So I decided to invite you on this journey, and this is why I've added the little bit of an intro on the beginning of this video, just so you can get a little bit of context of why my art is loosening up a little bit. I like to follow an artist called Tim Packer in Canada, and he often ascribes to the idea of process versus product. The paintings that I have in my folio that show all the parrots and the fish and all the beautiful, bright, detailed stuff that I do, that is a prime example of my product. It's currently the best that I can do, and it's, I am getting better at it and I'm getting more photorealist with it. However, I don't really want to go completely photorealism. I would like to keep that whimsical, bright coloured theme happening in my work. But more so than ever, I really want the freedom to branch out. So while Tim Packer talks about product versus process, okay, my product is the stuff that I produce all the time that you guys have come to know and love if you follow me on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram. However, I'm very much in a transitional phase right now where I am very interested in exploring my process work, and how can I push my work to both be as interesting as my work has always been, but how can I actually start to push the limits and push some of those interesting textures and colours into my work. Don't get me wrong, I don't want to be another run-of-the-mill artist that does a lot of stuff like other people do, and there would be that trap that I would start falling in. I could very easily start falling into a trap of becoming very similar to what I like, and I don't just want to be like that. I do want to have my original flair with it. One thing I noticed with this painting is I very much like the idea of doing a landscape on a fisheye lens ground kind of I love that approach. I love that it makes it a little bit abstract and a little bit different. It automatically sets the mood and the tone of my artwork being that little bit different, but at the same time I have this nature that I will automatically gravitate back towards the natural colours that I see in a photo. As you can see here, I'm using my phone to look at the reference images of Townsville cityscape. However, I have seen some other artists that will print out their reference image just in black and white so that they can get the layers of tones down without being tempted to use the colour that they see. Being in self-isolation because of the COVID-19 outbreak that's happening in the world right now has been a good opportunity as an artist, but also as a mum, as a partner, that you can actually be a little bit introspective and look at the stuff that you're doing and the stuff that you're interested in, and it gives you the opportunity to reassess what you actually want in life. It's helping me assess how I approach my paintings. I currently have 2 other works in progress on the go, and I don't mind having this one as a 3rd one. I'm quite enjoying doing this painting. I feel like I'll have it finished in the next couple of days, and then I'll get back to my fish ones. Definitely, I've really enjoyed this process so far. I am a long way from finished, but as for now, I'm going to leave you to enjoy the next segment of this, and yeah.